Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. All right, so it only shows me if I talk, so we will stop the share for now. How's everyone doing? Is everyone doing well on this Saturday afternoon? Feel free to type in the chat. We'll start soon, probably like 5 minutes or so with the video. How's everyone doing? I want to see somebody type in the chat how their Saturday's going. Who's excited for awards? I see Gordon saying hello. Hello, Gordon. Anybody else? Who else is watching? Who else is excited about awards? Oh, I see Science Olympiad's doing great. Good to hear, good to hear. All right, who else is doing well? I'm doing pretty well. It's weird. The number of people watching us went down when we went live. But happy to have you all with us. Like I said, we'll get started soon. Just wanted to say hi before we get started with the video and then with the awards. I'm doing very well. Can't wait for awards. Good to hear. Good to hear. Gordon, which division are you? C or B? I see our viewers trickling in. How's everyone doing today? Watch and learn. All right, I will watch and learn. I hope I learned some science stuff. I like it. I like it. All right, keep those comments in the chat going. OMG, hi. E, good, thanks. Okay, good. I don't know what E means, but I will think that that is something good. Hope that you are doing well. Again, we're gonna start it for those new coming. We're gonna get started probably in like 5 or so minutes. Just welcoming everyone on board. Good luck to all competitors. Yes, yes, good luck to everyone. It's out of your control now, but we hope you enjoy the award ceremony we put forth for you. I see the views slowly trickling up. We will see what happens. All right, everyone in the chat that's watching right now, type in your favorite event. What's your favorite Science Olympiad event? I'll tell you mine. Mine was definitely anatomy and physio because I'm a pre-med, so it sort of makes sense. So the ceremony, the video is an hour long, and we're going to start it roughly in a few minutes. And then the actual ceremony is going to be roughly around 6. And then that could last an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, just depends, but not too crazy long. We just have to go through like 50 events for B and C. Rhodes Scholar. Oh, Janet likes Rhodes Scholar. Okay. Watch and Learn likes anatomy. Okay, okay. A person of my my taste. I like it. Anatomy and physio. I think you guys are just trying to please me here. I can't do anything with awards now, so you please me or you don't. She's lying, Crystal says. Okay. What else? What else is everybody's favorite event? Like I said, we'll get started in a few minutes. Just gonna wait for some more people to come since the video is roughly an hour. We have a few minutes to spare. So I see the view number slowly trickling up. So welcome, welcome. All right, for those that are coming in now, let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I was going to try to think of a question, but I think you all are anxious and excited. So I'll give it a few more minutes. How's it? Yeah, how's everyone feeling? Is everybody anxious, excited, tired, stressed? How are y'all feeling? Relieved maybe that you're done taking the test? Now it's just your school name, your team name up on a slideshow. That's the last thing. Yeah. All right. It's good. It's better than meh. 52 people. All right. 52 people. I want all of you to tell me how you're feeling. And then as soon as I see a whole flow of people telling me how they're feeling, then we'll go ahead and get started with the video. I see Sayali saying feeling sleep deprived. Yes, we have definitely put in tireless hours, especially Rohan and Pranav. So shout out to you two. All right, we'll get started soon. Let me go ahead and introduce the video to you all. So let me go ahead and share my screen on that. Okay, so perfect. All right, so as you all can see here, it's me again. So basically what we put forth is, so I had a chance to interview 4 great, amazing professors and faculty members at UC Davis. And so essentially what you're going to be able to watch is, so these 4 panelists, Dr. Annalise Franz, Dr. Lisa Bliss-Morau, Dr. Ditya Thakur, and Dr. Dave Rizzo, all 4 of them gave us their time to answer a few questions regarding science, STEM, anything in between to the matrix for Aditya and his specialty, all the way to Legos and fire. So it's going to be a really great opportunity to just learn about some research that's going on at UC Davis and how science can actually be applied to what you're doing today. So without further ado, I'm going to play it. If there's any issues, definitely tell us in the chat. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy, and we will see you all in an hour for awards. Hi students, welcome to this year's Science Olympiad 2022. We are all so fortunate to be able to have a faculty panel of amazing professors and researchers. And hopefully, you know, why they love UC Davis and what makes UC Davis a truly special place. So if we want to start with Dr. David Rizzo.
Yeah, well,
oh, sorry, let me describe what everyone should be talking about, just so we're all on the same page here. So if you want to talk about your current position at the university, what you do on a day-to-day basis, maybe what you teach and what you research, and sort of your favorite thing about science. And my name is Alexander Cohen, by the way. I am a 3rd year in Science Olympiad. So go ahead, David Rizzo. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So welcome, students. My name is Dave Rizzo. I'm a professor in the Department of Plant Pathology. So my research focuses on diseases of trees. In particular, I work on fungi. So plant pathologists, we work on diseases of plants, just like we have a medical school and a veterinary school. As part of all of that, I also teach courses on fungi, but I'm also involved in an undergraduate major here at UC Davis called Global Disease Biology, which aims to link diseases of people, animals, and plants. So I really like sort of big picture type science.
Thank you. It's great to know. And then Dr. Ditya Thakur.
Hi, my name is Aditya Thakur. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science. In my research, we develop tools and techniques to ensure the correctness of software. This is an important problem due to the prevalence of software in our daily lives. This is challenging just due to the sheer size and complexity of software. Furthermore, recently, the nature of software is changing with the emergence of artificial intelligence in general and machine learning and deep neural networks. So in my research, we both develop theoretical formalisms, so there's some amount of math in there, as well as practical tools, which we have released as open source, and they're also being used in production at places like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and NASA. Apart from research, at UC Davis, I also teach the undergraduate and graduate courses on programming languages, which is a core course that most CS majors have to take.
Perfect. Thank you for telling us a little bit about the future of AI. Dr. Lisa Bliss-Morau.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eliza Blissmorow, and I'm an associate professor of psychology and a core scientist at the California National Primate Research Center. My lab studies the evolution and neurobiology of emotions and social behavior. And we do that largely in rhesus monkeys, although increasingly we're working with people and agricultural animals and other model species like Aplysia californica. We are really interested in how social environment shapes the neurobiology that produces emotions and how we can capitalize on manipulating people and animals' social environments to improve their well-being. I think science is really fun because we have no idea what we're doing most of the time. And it's one of the few jobs where you can say that with confidence and know that that's actually what you're supposed to be doing. So we consider ourselves lucky if we're at the boundaries of knowledge, creating new knowledge. And that's really the fun place that we like to work.
Well, I think we can all learn a little bit about emotion as we're trapped inside with COVID. So thank you for that. And then last but not least, we have Dr. Annalisa Franz.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Alex. Hi, students. My name is Annalisa Franz. I'm a professor in the Department of Chemistry here at UC Davis. I have a research lab with about 10 graduate students, and I also work closely with undergraduate students discovering about research and discovering about themselves. My research involves basically being a molecular architect. I get to build things with molecules. So I design and I build, and I try to apply these to medicines, materials, or other new applications like sensors and catalysts. I also use algae, little green photosynthetic microfactories, to try to make materials and biofuels. So we're thinking about sustainability and how we can modernize industry while also having the fun building just like Legos. So I loved Legos when I was little. As a chemist, we do a lot of analysis. We get to have hypotheses. We get to set up reactions where we make new things. Sometimes we don't know what we make and we have the fun of figuring it out. Other times things go just as planned and we have this beautiful molecule resulting from our experiments. When I'm not working in a research lab with students, I also teach. So I teach organic chemistry. I teach laboratory classes as well as lecture classes. I also try to think about engaging students so they realize how important chemistry is in everything that they do. And so one of my favorite things is to take students who might be a little skeptical or scared of chemistry and show them how amazing it is. So I'm excited to tell you more as we go through the upcoming questions.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you all four of you for being here. I think you all four have different fields of expertise. And I think that every single student who's watching this now will at least be able to learn something from somebody that relates to one of their interests. And if not, then hopefully you're inspired to learn more. But on the topic that you mentioned, Dr. Franz, about having undergraduate students in your lab and developing their interest and research into STEM, I want to ask both you and Dr. Blissmorow about just women in particular in STEM, because obviously it's something that's becoming more and more prevalent in today's society, having women in STEM and their journey throughout. So I was wondering, would you be able to tell us and tell the students about your particular journey in STEM as both a woman and a scientist, and just anything that you have to offer as an advice? We can start with you, Dr. Franz, since you just spoke.
Yeah, great, thanks. I think it's really important for everyone to appreciate the identity they have and bring that to the science that they do. We all have different perspectives and different approaches, things we're excited about. And as a woman in science, I think that makes me excited to maybe think about problems differently sometimes and mentor students in different ways. But as scientists, we can all contribute, and our individual backgrounds help us have those unique perspectives and ideas. Personally, I was lucky. My mother had a PhD in applied mathematics. So I have a math minor, and I did a lot of math and science from when I was young. But when I was little, there were not a lot of women doing science, and there weren't programs trying to encourage and support women in the same way that we do now, because truly everyone can contribute in amazing ways. And so I did, I think, face a few challenges or things that we call imposter syndrome, where there were times when maybe I didn't think I was as smart. My grades, I'll admit to everyone, I didn't always get straight A's because I was too busy sometimes being curious and trying to discover something new. And I wasn't studying and performing well on tests in the way that sometimes my teachers wanted me to. But I think as a researcher, I realized that was one of my strengths, to ask questions, to be curious, to want to discover something new and maybe look beyond the information in a textbook that someone else had already discovered. But it took me a while to maybe realize that it was okay that I didn't always compare maybe to students around me. So I did a college degree. I went to grad school. I came from a small school when I went to grad school, and I felt a little intimidated. There were other graduate students that had been in industry and I thought had more experience than me, but I kept being, I think, excited. My passion helped keep me motivated, even if I wasn't always feeling like I knew the answer as quickly as some of my both male and female colleagues. And ultimately, that was really a selling point. I ended up getting a postdoc at Harvard University, which when I started my graduate work, I don't think I would have guessed that, because everyone's like, oh, Harvard University, right? So my parents and all these people were impressed. And I think that started to help me realize that, wow, it's not just your grades. It's not just whether you can memorize something, but how hard you work, also how passionate you are, how curious you are, and feeling comfortable bringing your own identity to the work that you do. And so I'm sure other opportunities to address this might come up later, but I want to give Eliza a chance to give a great comment to that question.
So I can, talk specifically about being female in science, but I think the kind of broader conversation is about how we increase diversity in science, broadly defined, because there are men in science from backgrounds that have been historically underrepresented or underserved, whose voices haven't been at the table because academic structures have largely been created by and led by a certain type of person. And so in my lab, we work really hard on ensuring that people from a whole variety of backgrounds that may have been well prepared for careers in science, but maybe we're not well prepared at the high school level or the university level for careers in science, have an opportunity to do science and have a voice at the table. And that's motivated actually by science itself, which suggests that you can give the same set of data to a huge variety of people, and you can tell them what the hypothesis is, and you can have them analyze that data, and they will come up with different answers. And those answers largely reflect their own things related to their own biases and their own identities that they bring to the table without necessarily knowing that they're doing that. And so, gender, as a white woman, gender is the primary construct that I experience in terms of diversity in my own science. I can tell you it's hugely variable across fields. So I did a PhD in social psychology, where women outnumber men at significant rates as PhD students, although the number of female full professors is still significantly lower than the number of male full professors. But then I did my postdoc in non-human primate neuroanatomy and behavioral neuroscience, and it's like totally flipped there. And so I was used to an environment where gender wasn't really foregrounded as a thing, because the labs were all 50-50, and we were studying things like the influence of sex and gender on psychological processes and emotions. And then to be immersed in an environment where I'm often the only woman at the table was a real change. And my goal in terms of training both graduate students and undergraduate students is to create inclusive environments where everyone feels welcome at that table.
I think you both make an excellent point that everybody has an identity that they hold true to them, whether that's an identity that pushes them forward in life or something that they have to work harder towards. But I think the underlying message that can be brought about is that no matter what, your identity is who you are, and you have to force yourself to go through all these different levels in life, and the outcome is what matters. And you have amazing people like this all along the way to support you. So I appreciate both your perspectives. And then Dr. Franz, you mentioned something about industry, which actually I wanted to talk to Dr. Thakur about. Would you be able to describe the difference to us about industry and academia, And why did you make the switch from being in industry before to now, as a professor and as a researcher?
Sure. So I worked at Microsoft Research after my master's, and then which was just before my PhD, and then I worked at Google after my PhD. So before talking about why I switched from industry back to academia, maybe I'll briefly describe why I switched to why I was in industry in the first place. So while I was at Microsoft Research after my master's, the reason I decided to pursue a PhD was because the position there showed me that there was still a lot of things I didn't know and I wanted to learn about. And so that's sort of why I jumped into a PhD, solved a bunch of problems, published papers. But at some point, I sort of felt this itch to have a much larger impact with my research. I had all of this knowledge. I wanted to sort of apply it in practice. So while I was doing a postdoc at UC Berkeley, someone from Google approached me and they said, we're forming this group and your research might be valuable. That seemed like a great idea. So I spent a couple of years there applying some of the research I had done to sort of computer security problems inside Google. I was supposed to I was able to solve sort of real problems there, met some interesting people, ate some free food. But ultimately, the scope of the problems that I was solving was sort of limited. All the planning was done on a quarter-by-quarter basis. You can dig into risky, long-term sort of fundamental problems, and working there sort of got my mind thinking about these sort of problems. So that's sort of when I decided to switch back to academia. I think one big plus of academia is, at least as a faculty, is that you don't really have a boss. So at least on a day-to-day basis, you get to decide what your agenda is, how you want to solve problems, what you want to solve, whom you want to work with. You obviously have obligations towards your students and the university and so on, but there is a lot of freedom there. And in fact, in the last 4 years while I've been at UC Davis, I've actually been able to have probably more impact in industry through my research than if I were inside a single company. So, a lot of our research we've conducted in collaboration with specific groups inside these companies, or sometimes we solve problems and then we approach some of these groups inside, NASA or Google and say, hey, I think this might be useful. What do you think? And then they can kind of adapt it internally and have that impact. But you still have the freedom. So if it doesn't work out with a particular group, you approach someone else. So you don't have to, what you do doesn't depend on what your manager wants you to do on a day-to-day basis. So I think it's perhaps a common myth is that somehow industry is more efficient and academia is slower paced. And I think that's not necessarily true. I think there's a lot of products, a lot of projects inside companies that don't go anywhere because in the end, they're all run by humans and humans are fallible. And in fact, in academia, because you have this freedom, you can switch areas, you can, you might be pursuing a particular direction, it doesn't work out, you can switch and do something else, and you don't have to, worry about how this impacts your profits or your bottom line.
And then just a quick follow-up on that. So for students, obviously, because technology is on a huge boom right now with social media companies, artificial intelligence, for students that are, though, interested in trying to get started with the company or try to internship with them, what ideas do you suggest to get their foot sort of in that door already?
So I think the biggest thing always is to focus on the fundamentals. So technologies will evolve, fads will come and go, but I think when you interview these companies or once you start working on these companies, as long as you have your fundamentals straight, I think you can then adapt. While you're in college, working with faculty to get some research experience, doing open source coding so that you can sort of build your resume on the side if you have the time to do that. I think those are all concrete steps, but in the end, when you go and interview at these companies, they're going to ask you about your foundations. So that's, I think, most critical.
I think that's great advice. Having foundational knowledge and being able to be somebody that can stay in the workplace no matter what happens with technology. I think that's very fundamental. So I appreciate that knowledge. And then Dr. Rizzo, I had a question for you regarding sort of a little bit about your research. So I know that you're involved in ecology and management of forestry diseases. So with the recent increase of fires and all these different sort of natural disasters and climate changes, have you seen any differences in the species as a result of this? Is it a real concern with climate change increasing? What sort of has your research shown in recent times? It was a loaded question.
That is
I
a
know.
big picture question. If you want me to give a 45-minute seminar, I'll bring up a PowerPoint right here. No, there's a lot going. There's also a lot we don't know. And these are really complex questions. And I know each of the other faculty members have used the word problem solving a bunch. And so solving these problems is not trivial. When you start talking climate change and ecology is cutting across lots of different disciplines. And so in order to solve problems like that or learn about them, you have to bring a lot of different people in. And I collaborate with everybody from mathematical modelers to landscape ecologists using GIS and aerial imagery and things like that. And then we work it all the way down to the biology of pathogens and tie it into climate change. I do work on fire to some extent and droughts and things like that. And the historical aspects of that, we go back in time and see how things have changed. So that, I think, was what really makes it super interesting and satisfying. And then making and applying this to policy. We can learn all these things, but then what do we do about it? And that is definitely not a trivial question. And so that brings in a whole other subset of people who are into policy. And I think all the students out there can see this happening in real time in a much shorter compressed thing with the current pandemic. I mean, we have scientists who are working out the molecular biology and how the virus infects us and causes symptoms, but then what do you do about it? And you go up to the different scales, and we need to bring in social scientists to say, all right, what are the implications of massive lockdowns on children and mental health? So all of these different things have to tie in together. And to me, that from a personal standpoint, that's really fascinating, but it's also really important for society. So I didn't quite answer your question about climate change and all, but I tried to, I think it really applies to a lot of different things in science.
No, that actually played perfectly on my my next question for you, because I actually know that you're highly involved in interdisciplinary research, and so I was just hoping you would be able to give us a little bit of insight on why you chose that source of research and how that came about.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've always been interested in a lot of different things. I mean, I have colleagues who will work on one chromosome of yeast for their entire career. That is not my style. I tend to be a generalist, but I can't know everything about everything. And with these complex questions, it bringing other people in. And to me, that has really been exciting, working with a mathematical modeler on how a pathogen moves through a forest. And obviously these similar things are happening with COVID right now. But I'll sit there and talk about the biology, and the mathematical modeler will be typing things up. Then we'll bring in somebody who does aerial imagery. And, even though I'm way older than some of my colleagues here, I still love learning stuff. And it is just really exciting for me to learn these things. But I think, again, solving problems is really important, and bringing in these different voices. And I think Eliza mentioned, that diversity of people bringing different things to the table. Literally 5 minutes before we started recording this, I was going back and forth with some indigenous scholars on their world views of land management. And that comes from a completely different angle than my background. And that is the way I think we solve particularly a lot of environmental problems, is to bring in these other voices, these other worldviews. And to me, that is just really exciting and why I love what I do.
I mean, I really love the spirit of how you're always still wanting to learn. And I think that's something that students of any age can really learn and understand, that you never stop being a student. You only continue to help those that want to become a student further their own education. So I think that's a really good point. And now I wanted to quickly ask all of you, what sort of led you to UC Davis? So obviously this is the Aggie Invitational. We're hosting an invitational at UC Davis, and there's invitationals for Science Olympiad all across the country. But why UC Davis? How come we're all here together? How come UC Davis is the end point for now, right now? So let's start with Dr. Bliss-Monroe, just since you're at the front of my screen and you have a cute dog.
Yes, that's my dog, Mylan. We're neuroscientists, so we named the pets are named after.
So cute.
After scientific names. There's a cat named Tesla walking around here, and everyone thinks she was named after the car, but she was named after the scientist who, yeah.
Man.
So I am in a unique position because I actually did an extended part of my training here at UC Davis. So I knew when I finished my PhD studying emotions in people that I really wanted, I'm gonna adjust the lights here. I really wanted to study causal neurobiology. So I really wanted to be able to manipulate neural systems and ultimately social systems to understand how the brain generates emotions. And to do that, I needed to work with non-human animals. And then when you start thinking about the neurobiology of emotion, it relies very heavily on frontal cortex, the front of our brains, which rodents really don't have, although there is a lot of debate about that. So I knew that I wanted to work with monkeys, and there are very few places on the planet where you can work with monkeys in the way that you can work with monkeys here at UC Davis. So we have one of the 7 national primate research centers. They were set up in the 60s and the 70s as hubs of interdisciplinary science to improve human health. And they were largely set up to develop vaccines and cure infectious disease, although the mission has really expanded to all types of human health. And actually, you know, the COVID vaccine being available so quickly was in part because we were able to test it in monkeys at these national primate centers. So I came to UC Davis for my postdoctoral research fellowship. There were a few places that I applied. That I trained initially at UC Davis, and then ultimately I've stayed to do my career.
I'm hearing that the audio went out. Is it back? I believe it is back. All right, we'll continue this. Sorry for the inconvenience. Hope you're enjoying it.
Here.
That's amazing. I definitely knew about the primate center, but I didn't know how special it was. So that's good to know. Dr. Thakur, so I know you talked a little bit about how you went, you know, back and forth between academia and the industry, but how did you end up at UC Davis? Because I know it's a little close to Silicon Valley, but not quite in there. So how come here was your home for now?
Right. So actually, I also came here because of the monkeys. I know that's not actually true. Thankfully, my research doesn't need monkeys or anything more than maybe a laptop and a whiteboard. I think when I interviewed here, it was the colleagues I spoke to. They were extremely collegial, extremely smart, and welcoming. So I think that was the primary reason why I think UC Davis really stood out. And since joining here, I think the students have been wonderful. The undergraduate students that I do research with, the PhD students, I think that's what sort of keeps you here. And I think Davis as a city is great. I mean, it's bike friendly, vibrant. So I think of course the colleagues sort of brought me here, but I think all of these other factors have kept me here and kept me quite happy and productive here.
Yes, we are definitely the bike city of the country, if not the world. So that is definitely a highlight. Dr. Franz, what about you? How come you're still here with us?
Yeah, well, I'll give you both my professional and my personal reasons for that. I applied several years looking for faculty jobs, and one of the things that excited me relates back to what Dave Rizzo said about the interdisciplinary research and the opportunity to have collaborations and really intense, exciting opportunities with other scientists and researchers. So we have a veterinary school, a medical school, an ag school, and all of that just brings together so much science, not to mention enology, viticulture, so much engineering. And my research, even as a traditional chemist, spans a lot with plants, biology, medicine, and engineering. We have what's called graduate groups. I'm a member of 4 different graduate groups, and I can give PhDs not just in chemistry, but I've also given them in biochemistry and agricultural and environmental chemistry. And that just says a lot about the intense amount of collaborative research that goes on campus here. And it's all centered around factors of sustainability, not just biking to work, but really the research that we do enables sustainability efforts that change the world. Personally, I will say that one of the challenges of being a woman in science is I met my husband in grad school. So we both needed to find a place where we were content and felt that our careers could be successful. We interviewed at other places where one of us would get a job, but not the other, or one of us didn't feel like we were being fully appreciated. But Davis is a big enough campus that we both felt that we could come here and do some incredible work, and also be in a place where we wanted to raise a family. And my sister at the time lived in Sacramento. She still does. So being near family was also a really important criteria. And that's the type of thing that keeps me here, in addition to the friends and colleagues that I do amazing science with.
Good to know. And then finally, Dr. Rizzo, how come you're at Davis, or you're ended up at Davis?
Well, everybody gave my answer since I went last. Everybody. But, just piggybacking on what Annalise said, I mean, I think as a plant biologist, as somebody who works on fungi and ecology, Davis has more ecologists than any university in the entire country, maybe the world. It has more plant biologists than just about any place in the world. So those collaborations, the diversity here, I mean, you're hearing that word a bunch, but it's really true. I've got collaborations with folks in a bunch of different departments. And, and I do like the fact that Davis is in kind of a small town. It's close to bigger towns, but it's still a small town. I like being able to walk off campus and get a cup of coffee. I haven't driven to work in 26 years. And so I think that's a pretty cool thing as well.
I know, it always surprises me when I see a professor bike riding, because I mean, you all have to get to work somehow. So that's very interesting. But in terms of Davis, so as you all basically mentioned, Davis is high and up there with nature and involvement with the environment. So I wanted to pose my next question to both Dr. Bliss-Moreau and Dr. Rizzo. So Dr. Bliss-Moreau, obviously you work with primates, and primates have a huge impact on their environment and ecological impacts. And then Dr. Rizzo, you're working with obviously plants and the fungi and their environment. How much has nature really impacted your research, or how much has nature shifted from the years of when you started your research into now? Have you really been able to do consistent research, or has nature constantly changing really shifted the game plan of what you've been focusing on? Whoever wants to go first. Another loaded question, I know.
I can go first. So when we work with working with captive monkeys, I think there are things that come up that have been really interesting to study. So some of the insights about the impact of wildfire on nervous systems and respiratory systems has happened at our center because we have more frequent, more extreme fire events. And so that, I think, the scientists at the center have been able to kind of capitalize on the changing environment in order to model things in monkeys and ultimately predict and develop interventions for health in humans. I've done some field work in northern and southern India and Malaysia, where we're really interested in how monkey societies that move into urban or semi-urban areas, because monkeys, of course, are super adaptable, and how monkeys, like humans, can really, really exploit their environments. So we have increasing numbers of macaque monkeys in urban environments and increasing conflict with people. And so in partnership with local governments, we're modeling system dynamics between people and the monkey societies, trying to figure out kind of like what we do about this problem. And I think the environmental impact of the changing environment on those sorts of questions is really important, because as animals are moved out of their kind of true wild habitat, we become more intimately involved with them, whether we like it or not. And so questions about human-wildlife interactions and human-wildlife conflict and how ultimately we're going to manage those, I think, are super important. From a neurobiological perspective, though, one of my interest in what my group works on in terms of emotion is how we integrate information from the external environment, so our physical environments, with information from our internal environments, our physiological environments, and how that integration shapes how we feel. And we've actually headed off down an entirely new line of work, looking at how changing environmental features, like, for example, the carbon dioxide concentration in the air, is actually remodeling neural architecture, which might be making people more anxious, in an effort to understand, to capitalize on animal models, basically, and hopefully understand how the changing environment is shaping human experience and animal experience. So I think these are questions that we consider very deeply. And then when we're in situations where the environment is shifting, we try to model that and capitalize on those sort of natural experiments to understand outcomes for people and outcomes for animals for conservation efforts.
That's great. I love that perspective. I like it. And what about you, Dr. Rizzo? How have you seen your research maybe in nature shifting over the years?
Oh, I mean, that's kind of the definition of ecology and changing. When I started at UC Davis in 1995 and worked on a number of different diseases of trees in the Sierras. And then in 2000, much like what we have with COVID, a new disease propped up in the Bay Area and has now killed millions of trees all up and down the coast. So some students may have heard of it. It's called sudden oak death. And in the Big Sur region, what we saw there was millions of trees died. And then since 2006, we've had 3 rather large fires in 2008, 2016, 2020. And so that opened up all sorts of questions. Did the disease make these fires worse? Did the fires get rid of the disease? How does climate change go in? Big Sur, in that area, should have fires once every 25 years or so. Now we've had 3 fires in less than 15 years. So all of that change, how is that changing what the forests have looked like? And we've seen some forests that were first impacted by disease, redwood forests, that are now shrublands. And so the combination of disease and fire. So all of that has changed. We see the same thing in the Sierras, and anybody here in California with the big drought and have bark beetles and fire in the Sierra. So change is constant. And what we need to learn is how we can adapt to that change and how to mitigate it moving forward.
That's great. I mean, I never really considered how a fire could actually take out diseases. So it's a new perspective to consider. Dr. Thakur, I know that this isn't exactly your research end, but I know a lot of students are interested in AI and how that affects, the eventual future. Like the movies like Matrix are talking about AI taking over humans. So in terms of your research with deep neural networks, can you give a little bit insight into how you see the future of AI progressing, or how AI right now even is happening?
Right. So I think there's definitely a lot of hype about AI, and I think the point is that even at this point of time, whether or not you believe the hype about sentient robots taking over the world and so on, I think what's happening is that a lot of the usual software has AI and machine learning components. So traditionally, you would have a bunch of people sitting and carefully writing some piece of code, which would be reviewed by other human beings and then deployed, and then there might be a bug, and then a human being comes and corrects that bug and then releases it and so on, right? So in some sense, when you write software, of course you wanted to execute on the hardware, but in some sense you're writing software in a way that can be understood by other human beings. But what these new techniques for machine learning are doing is that they're taking just data and then learning these patterns from the data. And
Okay, the audio and the video aren't matching up, so we're just going to wait a few seconds just for this to buffer a little bit and let it catch up. Let me just rewind a few seconds. Okay, all right, let's get started again. No, hold on. 1 second, technical delays. Let me reshare the video. 1 second, everyone. We're at minute 38, so let me refresh that page. Okay, in the meantime, I see a lot of new people join, so happy to see that happen. Okay, so I think it's working. Let me just get to where we were, 38 minutes. Perfect. Okay, and now let me share my screen again. And share. Perfect. Okay, and now let me start it.
Code, which would be reviewed
and now
by
this should be much
other
better.
human beings and then deployed, and then there might be a bug, and then write software. Of course, you wanted to execute on the hardware, but in some sense, you're writing software in a way that can be understood by other human beings. But what these new techniques for machine learning are doing is that they're taking just data and then learning these patterns from the data. And the output of these machine learning algorithms are just a bunch of numbers, right? But this way of developing software works. So, autonomous vehicles, recognizing pictures of cats, what have you, translating between different natural languages, your chat bots and so on. These are all things that are deployed right now, and they work fairly well, or rather the rate at which they're improving in the last few years is quite tremendous. But what is lost is this interpretability. So I think more than robots taking over the world, it's more about these complex pieces of code, which were complex even though they were written by and for humans, are going to be more complex. So it's almost like you're studying sort of some sort of natural system that is evolving. So I think that is where I think the challenge is, and that's where the opportunity is if you develop techniques to kind of deal with this complexity, right? And do something useful so that you can deploy these solutions in security and safety critical applications, even though they are these sort of machine learning systems.
It's a very interesting perspective. I mean, the movies definitely keep us interested in all this, but I mean, it's interesting, very different perspectives from all of you. I think I'm learning something new every day, and especially with this session. But for our final individual question, Dr. Franz, before we go into a one final everybody question, Dr. Franz, so you mentioned Legos very early on, and I didn't forget that. How has your throughout the years, from high school, college, grad school, how is your look on science, or how is your look on things that you've seen throughout life? How have they changed? So like Legos you used to see as little building blocks of toys, but now you might see them as organic molecules in chemistry. So how has that changed over the years as you become more educated within your field?
Oh yeah, that's a fun question. So I've had a Lego revival because my 8-year-old daughter is a Lego fan, and one of the first things we did a few months ago when I had a conference again in person was go to Legoland. Yeah, I think there's two ways to answer that question. First is, we're always building, problem solving, analyzing. Those are things we do as mathematicians and scientists. And I think we can either do that on a larger scale for engineering, we can do that on a smaller scale on the molecular level. And so the things you love about building and creating and discovery, I think that you don't change that, you just find different ways to do that. And so when I was a kid, it was with Legos, and I loved gardening, and now I still do some gardening, but I cultivate algae, and I think about the molecules that I can make in biological systems and in flasks. So I think, the platforms change, but our approaches and our passions can stay the same. My second quick answer to that is, as I'm teaching, I'm always trying to think about how do I communicate what I do to students and to those who might not be thinking about science the way I do, and especially within our university. I think especially with the recent virus and pandemic, we've learned the value of the importance of being able to communicate science to those who are not studying it the way we are currently at our institution. So making sure that we can explain to others why we do the science we do, and how sometimes those fundamental building blocks, knowing how to build something simple, can then rapidly, in a Lego analogy, you can build like a little kit, or you can get that huge box with a million Legos and build something much more complex. Those pieces, the building blocks that allow me to make a new molecule, are also what allow us to deliver drugs and deliver therapeutics and help have new medicines. And so we have to know that that's really important. And sometimes even if it doesn't seem like you're curing the next disease, those building blocks are the steps and the foundations that allow us to solve problems that we don't yet know exist. So that kind of, I guess, goes a little bit philosophical there at the end, but, basic research where you're just discovering something new and being curious, within a few years can be solving a huge problem that at the time you didn't even predict.
I think that's perfect, because my perspective, at least since, I've entering college, going through high school, I've definitely seen perspectives change as I've become more educated in fields. So I think that's a perfect answer. So as we come to a close, I want to ask all of you one final question or one final ask. So obviously with a pandemic that has sort of been bringing spirits down, it is sort of, online learning is tough. I'm not going to lie. That is something that everybody is challenging to adapt to, whether you're teaching it, whether you're learning it. It's definitely tough. So my final question for all of you is, what is your one final piece of advice for these students who may be a little bit discouraged now that, the world is sort of out of whack? What's your final piece of advice for students interested in science and that want to continue their passion, but might be a little bit down now because of the pandemic? So let's start with you, Dr. Rizzo, so they don't steal your answers this time.
Wow, that's a big one. I think, as tough as it is, keeping an open mind, keeping the enthusiasm, things that we've talked about, Annalise just talked about, everybody's talked about, how things change. And, very few of us decide when we're 5 years old what we're going to be and have a perfectly straight line. Almost all of us have done this. I did a lot of that in my 20s. And, before you get where you're at, and keep an open mind. If you had told me when I was entering college that I'd be working on plant diseases, I don't think I even knew plants got diseases. I thought I was going to be a fisheries biologist. And so, and if you had told me in my 30s what I'd be doing now, I probably would have laughed. So I think the key is to keep an open mind. And I think the thing I've seen with all my colleagues here is how enthusiastic they are for science. And I think that can get you a long way.
Perfect. I love it. Dr. Thakur, what about you? Your final thoughts and takeaways?
So I guess in terms of general advice, I would just say, focus on basics, especially math. I think in middle school and high school, frequent complaint is, why am I learning this? When am I going to use this again? And those are questions which even I had. But I think, looking back, it doesn't really matter what specific topic you're studying. In math, it could be, algebra, geometry, statistics, calculus. I think what's really important is to get a sort of understanding of how to read math, for instance, work through a proof, and, just sort of challenge your way of thinking. So if you think about these subjects as a way of, teaching you about abstract thinking, problem solving, and critical thinking in general, I think it helps you keep a little bit motivated, where you're not focusing on why, this particular topic, how is that going to help you 10 years from now? The other sort of advice if you're trying to get into STEM is learn how to program. Again, it doesn't matter what programming language you pick. Right now Python seems to be popular, but again, it doesn't really matter. But whatever part of STEM you go to, you will probably have to use the computer or make use of a computer to automate something you're doing, and so on. So again, it doesn't matter if you're going over the hot topic right now. I think getting some foundation makes sense. And I think general sort of thought on the current situation, I think looking, since we're in this pandemic, I think it should be clear is that science and technology is what is helping us get out of this mess, right? In terms of the vaccines, in terms of being able to communicate, a lot of people are being able to do remote learning and remote work, and that is all due to lots and lots of people who have pushed the boundaries and built all of these systems and these medicines. So I think hopefully, people look at this and get motivated, saying that, I want to contribute to this science because, science has sort of helped make life a little bit better through all this, mess that is COVID-19. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a great response. Dr. Franz, how does somebody go from building Legos in their bedroom to working at a world-class research facility? Tell us your takeaways.
Yeah, so my advice would be maybe focus less on answering questions or getting the right answer and think more about asking questions. So not just how do I build that, but what new things can I build? What new things can I discover? I think definitely in high school and college, we're busy trying to give the right answer to the professor, but in research, it's asking new questions, asking the right questions, and discovering new things. And you do discover a lot about yourself. I think during the pandemic, we've discovered a lot about ourselves. And that's what you're going to do in research. So get involved with research and ask questions. Be curious.
Perfect. And finally, Dr. Bliss-Moreau.
So I think the pandemic has actually created a lot of opportunity that will be coming to us, because we've increasingly recognized that we need to have interdisciplinary science to solve major problems, and fields of science that can make a big contribution but have been underfunded are being recognized as being really important. So the NIH has invested millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars into vaccines, but there's big questions remain about why people are vaccine hesitant, why they won't take them. And those are the sorts of questions that are the domain of people like me, psychologists and sociologists, to ask and answer these big questions about kind of dynamics of the social world. So I think that there are opportunities coming for the next generation that may not have even been available for those of us who are in these positions now. And it's frustrating when things seem really locked down and like the opportunities are really limited. But I do think these periods of challenge ultimately result in opportunity, whether that's at the sort of global scale that we're talking about now, or even in the context of a lab running an experiment. You kind of like suffer through an experiment that seems not to be working. And ultimately, we're almost always able to learn something from an experiment. In fact, I tell my students all the time that we usually learn more from experiments that go poorly and don't produce the result that we expected than we do from the experiments that go exactly as we expected. So I think the challenge in this time and space is taking care of ourselves and feeling okay and having energy so that we're able to kind of seize the opportunities that present themselves as the world begins to open up. And as the scientific discourse actually changes, I think as a result of the pandemic, to ask more questions and hopefully answer questions about how we take care of people in terms of national healthcare systems, how we address vaccine hesitancy, health discrepancies, and these sorts of things.
I think that's an excellent answer and an excellent note to leave us off on. So real quick, I just wanted to thank you all for giving your time and giving your wisdom to the students coming into to Science Olympiad. I think the advice that you all have given and the research notions that you have mentioned, I think they're going to be very helpful for prospective students, whether they're applying to UC Davis, applying to college, applying to really any job or any scope of anything within the world. So I want to thank you, appreciate all of you. And yeah, we hope that you all have learned something very influential or very encouraging from this presentation, and we will see you later at the award ceremony.
Thank you.
All right, we are back in business. Stop and share. There we go. All right, so how did everyone enjoy that conversation? How did everyone like it? I see a good 165 on here. I'm super excited to go ahead and get started. Obviously, we still have a few minutes. I know that we told people 6 o'clock, so we will wait just because I know some people plan to be on the dot. So let's see in the chat. I want to see how people thought. So I see that was so good. That was amazing. Thank you. I learned a lot. Very enjoyable and inspiring. You should do this more. Me personally, or should the professors? Because I'm all for speaking. I love doing that. Really good. Okay, cool. Also, there's a 2-second delay. So we're going to find out things that you don't know 2 seconds before. So, okay, good. Very enjoyable. That killed my battery. So let me plug this in real quick. Yo, Alex. Yo, Aditya. Hello, hello. All right, so we are 2 minutes until awards. Who is excited? At my other tournaments, they didn't do it like this. Yes, well, this is the Aggie Invitational. We have to stand out somehow. Everyone say hi to Alex. Yes, I'm Alex. Hi, Alex. Say hi to me. That was really interesting. I hope everyone likes my plain white tee. Like, YB better. Who's YB? I don't know who YB is. All right, but you know, like the band, Plain White Tees. But yeah, Alex, you're the GOAT. Thank you. I'm super excited for all 168 of you. Everyone type in the chat which school you're representing and maybe which event you're most hyped to learn about. Let's see. I'm super hyped to learn about anatomy and physio because that was my favorite event. Alex, are you in UC Davis? I am currently in UC Davis. This is what UC Davis apartment looks like. Davis High, Hanson, Alex straight up dripping in that plain white tee. I see Takashi is a little jokester here. We have Castro Valley, head coach Mountain House High, Chaboya, I think it's Chaboya Middle School, and I'm pumped to learn about food science. Hanson, Davis High, best school. Well, we'll see. Every school is great in their own identity. So it's 6. We'll give it a few more minutes just to make sure everybody who wants to show is able to show. But Janet, why don't you go ahead and introduce you know, what we're going to be doing tonight, what we're going to be showing.
Hello, everyone. I am Janet, as Alex introduced me, and tonight is the award ceremony for our Aggie Invitational. This is our third time having the Invitational, and sadly, we had to pivot online, but we're having an award ceremony tonight. You guys already saw the panel, and so let's get started. And this is a video from our Chancellor here at Davis, Gary May. So please bear with us while we watch the video.
Hello, I'm Gary May, Chancellor of the University of California at Davis. On behalf of the UC Davis community, I want to extend my congratulations to all of the participants in today's UC Davis Science Olympiad. I'd also like to extend both a congratulations and a thank you to all of the coaches and parents who guided you through your preparation during this very unusual school year. I commend you all for your commitment to pursuing excellence in STEM. As you work through your various events today, you deployed multiple skills in order to compete successfully. Studying the subjects in STEM develops your problem-solving skills. It trains your brain to be logical and to think clearly, and you become a better problem solver. Studying STEM also informs us about how things work, whether it's discovering the secrets of the universe or applying technology to develop drought-resistant crops. It helps us develop the next generation of electric vehicles, apps, and space shuttles. STEM teaches us how the natural world works. Studying STEM also lets you understand and make connections that are necessary to thrive in our complex society. These complexities continue to present challenges that require answers. Some challenges are existential, like, for example, finding new energy sources to help mitigate the damage caused by climate change. STEM helps seek answers to reducing world hunger through innovations in agriculture. It seeks innovations for the creation of vaccines and other treatments to help eradicate a global pandemic, along with easing the complications of the many secondary and tertiary social problems resulting from it. STEM is highly collaborative. None of these big ideas or huge problems can be solved in isolation. It is through collaboration and representation of the STEM disciplines, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that we solve issues at a faster, more efficacious rate. At UC Davis, we believe that collaboration helps us learn more and arrive at better solutions to society's most pressing problems. We believe that true innovation needed to provide solutions happens through collaboration and inclusivity across disciplines and diverse perspectives. We work to empower, excite, encourage, and engage our STEM scholars in all types of academic, applied, and work-based opportunities. We believe this experience will positively impact persistence in pursuing STEM degrees and careers. This will help us expand the pipeline of talent and reach a diverse pool of future STEM leaders. So thank you for your persistence in pursuing your passion. The world needs more leaders in STEM. It needs more diversity in ethnicity, gender, and thought, and commitment to the truth, now more than ever. I hope you enjoyed your day. Congratulations to the UC Davis students who worked so hard to give you this opportunity. Go Ags.
All right. So,
Hello.
Nope, we are not watching it again. All right, 1 second. Let me get back into presenter view for this. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. No. Okay, perfect. All right, let me share this with you all. So as you all heard from Gary May, he is very proud of all of you. That is our chancellor, sort of like principal of your school. So he's very proud of all of you. And I mean, we all are also very proud. So something that we all wanted to mention. So as you saw the Gary May video, and then also about this donation form in the opening, we know opening was a little bit hectic just because the link wasn't working for some people. So we're just gonna present it again. So basically what we're doing here is, because the whole point of Science Olympiad, besides competing and understanding science and bettering yourself in the field of STEM, the whole point of Science Olympiad is to really become better leaders and to support your community. And so while we're really hoping you'd all be able to support the Davis community and Davis businesses, obviously with things online, we unfortunately can't. So what we wanted to do instead was we wanted to open up a donation portal for you all to donate, if you're willing and able to the American Red Cross. I'm gonna drop the link in the YouTube chat. Or Crystal already did, but perfect. So essentially, the whole reason why this is needed right now is because one of the things that we wanted to do is we really wanted to make a difference in the community, and there's a huge lack of blood supply going. And so donating to a support system like this would really help transport blood to different facilities, allow them to get more blood, allow them for more machinery to collect blood. And it's really, really essential. And we figured that people in STEM, people in science, we should be able to be caring about our community and supporting the ones that aren't able to support themselves. So if you're able to, please go ahead and donate. I popped the link in the chat. I will do it one more time if you're new, but please donate if you're able to, and let's keep going with this.
And now it is time for you guys to meet our UC Davis SIOLI board. Each of them will be giving a little statement. First off is our president, Rohan Skaria.
Hello, everyone. I want to first thank everyone for coming out today to the award ceremony and, more importantly, competing in the 2022 Aggie Invitational. I hope our test pushed you all to the limit and gave you insight on how to improve. The weeks coming up to the tournament was hectic for all of us. And so I want to thank our event supervisors, volunteers, coaches, and participants for making the very, very quick pivot to the virtual competition. This tournament would not have been possible without everyone's help, especially since we decided to double the size of the tournament from last year by adding in the B division events. Also, thank you for the coaches for dealing with the constant emails from me, sometimes super late at night. I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. I'll let you go see your placements. Good luck to all the competitors.
And next, we are going to introduce our vice president, Pranav Karche.
Hello, everyone. I don't have anything to add on top of what Rohan already said. So thank you to all the competitors, coaches, volunteers, and event supervisors. Good luck.
And next, our treasurer, Sudha Vasudhavan.
Hi, teams. Welcome to our award ceremony. I also really want to thank everyone for also dealing with all of our financial difficulties and our constant emails as well. And I hope you guys do really well and are prepared for regionals.
And last but not least, our Director of External Affairs, Alexander Cohen.
So that's me. Hi, everyone. You heard a little bit about me, but I just want to say that I'm really, really proud of all of you students. I know how important competing and winning and all that great stuff, but at the end of the day, it really is the material that you get forth with it. Like I definitely didn't place in anatomy and physio the first time I took it, but there's still information that I know that's helped me in my college courses. So whether you win or whether you lose today, there's really no losing, because all of the knowledge that you've gained today is really something that you're going to be putting forth. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. First, let's thank the UC Davis admin and Beth Broom and CSI staff. All of these essential organizations and people were very fundamental in shaping our Science Olympiad experience. And none of them are on the call today, but really want to shout out Beth Broom because she was really, really, really so supportive to us in the executive office, and just a really great person to work with.
And so check out our social medias. On Instagram and Twitter, our handle is at SIOLI at UC Davis. And on Facebook, it's at Science Olympiad at UC Davis. Follow for updates about us and our next year's Invitational.
And as Rohan was saying, this is our first time hosting both B and C. It's our second virtual competition and our third invitational. We had over 70 competing teams and over 900 student competitors. So the fact that you all were able to do this virtually with such a quick shift is an incredible feat. So super excited, really hope to see you all next year. And this better be in person. We better not see any more variants. There better not be any more Omicron part 2s.
And now meet the rest of our UC Davis Science Olympiad officer team. This is just some of our officers. There's a couple pages and includes them and this page as well. And these are also our test writers, volunteers, and supervisors who helped us put these events together and get this entire competition and invitational together.
And so finally, a big thank you to the SIOLI team at UC Davis, who really helped make this invitational a huge success. So the moment, there's one more slide actually. Okay, so we have a raffle going on. So if you fill out the following 2 forms, you will have a chance to win a free 2022 Aggie Invite t-shirt. So Pranav or Rohan, do you want to quickly show them you repping the shirts? Let's see the shirts if you guys have them available. If not, but regardless, so Crystal will be sending these links into the chat. So fill those out because you have nothing to lose. It's a free shirt. So definitely fill it out. And event awards, the moment you all have been waiting for. Who is ready for this? I want to see everybody in the chat. I want to see how excited everybody is for awards because we're going to be getting started with it right now. All right. Aggie Invitational, Anatomy of Physio, Division B. Here we go. In 5th place, we have nothing. Oops, okay. 5th place, 4th place, and 3rd place. 5th place, Creekside Gold, B17. 4th place, Sierra Vista Red. 3rd place, Kennedy Gold. 2nd place, Chaboya Black. I'm going to say Chaboya. And 1st place, Sierra Vista Black. So congratulations to all those in Anatomy and Physiology, Division B. Let's go on to Anatomy and Physio, Division C. In 5th place, we have slight lag. 5th place, we have Evergreen Valley High School, C14. 4th place, we have Glenn A. Wilson, Cardinal High School. 3rd place, we have Davis Blue. I can't even say my own city correctly. 2nd place, we have Mission San Jose Marigold. And finally, your 1st place, Division C, Anatomy of Physio, my favorite event, Monte Vista Purple. All right, let's keep it moving here. As you see, we are going efficiently, but recognizing all your hard work. So we got Division C, Astronomy. So these are the people that love the stars and love the moon. And in 5th place, we got Canyon Crest Red. 4th place, we got Turlock High School. 3rd place, we got Basis High School. 2nd place, we got Mira Loma Blue. And 1st place, we got Mission San Jose Lime. Not lemon, lime. And by the way, we're going to discuss about awards, like how to get your medals and team awards and stuff like that towards the end. So stay tuned all the way towards the very end, and we'll let you all know how you can actually get those because we do have physical medals for you. There's nothing like a physical thing to show your winning. In 5th place for bioprocesses, we have Hansen Gold. In 4th place, we have Basis Blue. 3rd place, we got Green Middle School Blue. Second place, we got Chaboya Black. And 1st place, we got Sierra Vista Black. And that is Bioprocesses Lab Division B. Bridges Division B, an event that you had to film, which thank you for cooperating with us. 5th place, we got Green Middle School Blue. 4th place, Green Middle School Green. 3rd place, there's a lag. 2nd place, also a lag. There we go. All right, 3rd place, we got Kennedy Ruby. 2nd place, we got Kennedy Gold. And 1st place, we got Sierra Vista Black. All right, I see the chat blowing up. I like it. I like seeing that. We got so many more events to show you all. We got Division C bridges. 5th place, we got Livermore High School. 4th place, we got Mission San Jose Marigold. 3rd place, we have a lag. 3rd place, we have Castro Valley Emerald. 2nd place, we have Monte Vista Purple. 1st place, we have Albany White. And that is your 5 people for Bridges Division C. I don't see the chat as excited as I am. I want to see more enthusiasm in the chat. Yes, I see Let's Go Bridge. I got 4th. Perfect. I like it. Cell Biology Division C. We got 5th place. We have Mission San Jose Lime. 4th place, we got Mission San Jose Marigold. 3rd place, Canyon Crest Red. 2nd place, Mira Loma Red. And 1st place, Vista Purple. All right, let's keep going to Chemistry Lab Division C. 5th place, we got Mira Loma Blue. 4th place, we got San Jose Marigold. Mission San Jose Lime. Basis High School. And in 1st place, we have Dublin Red. All right, I love seeing these 5 people winning. Really great accomplishments. These names are creative. Yes, very creative. Codebusters Division B. We got Kennedy Ruby. Number 4, we have Sierra Vista Gold. Number 3, we have a Green Middle School Blue. Number 2, we have Sierra Vista Black. And your 1st place winner of Codebusters Division B is Kennedy Gold. Kennedy Gold. All right, Codebusters Division C. We have Milpitas Gold Yolk. We have Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. We have Mission San Jose Lime. We have Dublin Red. And in first place, we have Irvington Azure. Let's go Codebusters. Next, we got Crave the Wave, Division B. Fifth place, we got Kennedy Gold. Fourth place, we have Green Middle School Blue. Third place, we have Sierra Vista Black. Second place, Sierra Vista Red. And first place, Shibuya Black. Congrats, congrats. Let's keep it rolling here. Crime Busters, Division B. We have got Basis Green as fifth place. In fourth place, we have Kennedy Ruby. In third place, we got Shibuya Black. In second place, we got Sierra Vista Red. And in first place, we have, if the lag works, Kennedy Gold. Kennedy Gold has won first place in Crime Busters Division B. Detector Building, Division C, high school event. Let's see who's going here. Miraloma Red in fifth, Miraloma Blue in fourth, Basis High School in third, Canyon Crest Red in second, and Mission San Jose Lime in first place. All right, let's keep it going here. Disease Detectives Division B, we have Green Middle School Blue for fifth, Shibuya Black for fourth, third is Kennedy Ruby, and Sierra Vista Black in second. And finally, your first place winner is Kennedy Gold. Kennedy Gold is winning the gold. I like seeing that. Disease Detectives Division C, we got Tokay Gold, fifth place, Canyon Crest Black in fourth place, Monte Vista Purple for third, Canyon Crest Red for second, and Evergreen Valley High School in one. They are really making green on the first place here. Let's go to Dynamic Planet. Dynamic Planet Division B, we got Kennedy Blue, Sierra Vista Black, Green Middle School Blue, Shibuya Black, and Kennedy Gold takes gold for first place again. I feel like this is like the Olympics here. Gold, silver, and what's the other one? Bronze. Okay. Fifth place, we have Miraloma Red for Dynamic Planet, Canyon Crest Red for fourth, Mission San Jose Lime for third, Albany White, like my plain white tea, in second, Mission San Jose Marigold in first place. Congrats, congrats. Next, we have Electric Right Stuff Division B. We have in fifth place, Creekside Gold, fourth place, Kennedy Gold, third place, Canyon Gold, second place, Sierra Vista Red, and first place, Sierra Vista Black. Next, we have Environmental Chemistry, which is Division C. In fifth place, we have Mountain House Blue, fourth place, Canyon Crest Red, third place, Dublin Red, second place, Basis High School, and in first place, we have Mission San Jose Marigold. All right, let's keep on moving here. Experimental Design, we have Creekside Blue in fifth place, we have Shibuya Black in fourth place, we have Sierra Vista Black in third place, in second place, we have Sierra Vista Red, and in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. First place, all right, all right. Experimental Design Division C in fifth place, drum roll please, we got Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. In fourth place, we have Mountain House Blue. In third place, we got Glen A. Gold. In second place, we got Monte Vista Purple. And in first place, we have Mission San Jose Lime, the Lime School. All right. Let's keep going to Food Scientists, Food Sciences. Green Middle School Red in fifth place. In fourth place, we have Shibuya Black. In third place, we have Sierra Vista Red. In second place, we have Kennedy Gold. And in first place, for all of the glory, Sierra Vista Black. All right, let's keep going. In Forensics, we have Division C. We have Canyon Crest Red at 5, Glen A. Wilson Cardinal at 4, Miraloma Blue at 3, Mission San Jose Marigold in second place. And in first place, we got Dublin Red. Dublin Red, first place. All right, Gravity Vehicle. Fifth place is Albany White. Fourth place is Castro Valley Bronze. Third place is Canyon Crest Red. Second place is Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. And in first place, we have Monte Vista Purple. And for Green Generation Division B, fifth place, we have Shibuya Black. Second place, we have Creekside Blue. Third place, Sierra Vista Red. Second place, Kennedy Gold. First place, Sierra Vista Black. All right, I see Green Generation Division C, and we have Mira Loma Red. We have St. Francis High School. We have Canyon Crest Red. We have Mission San Jose Marigold. And finally, we have Mission San Jose Lime. Now, Janet is going to take over for the rest of them. Enjoy.
It's about time that Alex passed over the mic now to present the results for It's About Time. At fifth place is Basis High School. In fourth place is Milpitas Blue Raspberry. In third place is Monte Vista Purple. In second place is Davis Blue. And in first place is Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. Now for meteorology. In fifth place is Green Middle School Blue. Fourth place is Basis Green. Third place is Sierra Vista Red. Second place is Sierra Vista Black. And first place is Kennedy Gold. Congratulations, Al. Now for Mission Impossible Division B. In fifth place is Canyon Gold. In fourth place is Sierra Vista Red. In third place is Sierra Vista Black. In second place is Shibuya Black. And in first place is Kennedy Gold. And now moving on to Mousetrap Vehicle. In fifth place is Shibuya Black. In fourth place is Basis Green. In third place is Kennedy Ruby. In second place is Kennedy Gold. And in first place is Sierra Vista Black. Now for ornithology. In fifth place is Kennedy Gold. In fourth place is Kennedy Ruby. In third place is Shibuya Black. In second place is Sierra Vista Red. And in first place is Sierra Vista Black. And ornithology, that was Division B. And now for Division C in ornithology. In fifth place, we have Mira Loma Blue. In fourth place, we have Mira Loma Red. In third place, we have Canyon Crest Black. In second place, we have Canyon Crest Red. And in first place, we have Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. Congratulations to all those teams. And now for ping pong parachute in Division B, we have Kennedy Blue in fifth place. In fourth place, we have Creekside Blue. In third place, we have Kennedy Ruby. In second place, we have Kennedy Gold. And in first place, we have Sierra Vista Black. And now moving on to ping pong parachute Division C, we have in fifth place, Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. In fourth place, we have Milpitas Blue Raspberry. In third place, we have Livermore High School. In second place, we have Albany White. And in first place, we have Monte Vista Purple. And now moving on to remote sensing Division C. In fifth place, we have Irvington White. In fourth place, we have Mira Loma Red. In third place, we have Basis High School. In second place, we have Mira Loma Blue. And in first place, we have Mission San Jose Marigold. Now for Rhodes Scholar Division B. In fifth place, we have Basis Green. In fourth place, we have Kennedy Ruby. In third place, we have Sierra Vista Red. In second place, we have Sierra Vista Black. And in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. Now moving on to Rocks and Minerals Division B. In fifth place, we have Kennedy Ruby. In fourth place, we have Shibuya Black. In third place, we have Sierra Vista Red. In second place, we have Sierra Vista Black. And in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. And now for Division C. In Rocks and Minerals, in fifth place, we have Milpitas Gold Yolk. In fourth place, we have Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. In third place, we have Basis High School. In second place, we have Mission San Jose Lime. And in first place, we have Mission San Jose Marigold. Now for Solar System Division B, we have fifth place, Creekside Blue. In fourth place, we have Shibuya White. In third place, we have Kennedy Gold. And in second place, we have Sierra Vista Red. And in first place, we have Sierra Vista Black. And now for Sounds of Music, Division B. In fifth place, we have Kennedy Blue. In fourth place, we have Green Middle School Blue. And in third place, we have Sierra Vista Black. In second place, we have Sierra Vista Red. And in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. And now moving on to Storm the Castle in Division B. In fifth place, we have Green Middle School Blue. In fourth place, we have Creekside Gold. In third place, we have Sierra Vista Red. In second place, we have Sierra Vista Black. And in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. Now, moving on to Trajectory Division C. In fifth place, we have Monte Vista Purples. In fourth place, In fourth place, we have my mistake. We have Pleasant Grove Red. In third place, we have Albany White. In second place, we have Evergreen Valley High. And in first place, we have Castro Valley Bronze. And now for Wi-Fi Lab, Division C, we have Castro Valley Bronze in fifth place. In fourth place, we have Basis High School. In third place, we have Canyon Crest Red. In second place, we have Mission San Jose Lime. And in first place, we have Marilama Blue. And now for Right Stuff Division C. We have in fifth place, Milpitas Blue Raspberry. In fourth place, Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. In third place, we have Albany White. In second place, we have Castro Valley Emerald. And in first place, we have Monta Vista Purple. And now for Right It Do It Division B. In fifth place, we have Hanson Green. In fourth place, we have Russell Mountain Dew. In third place, we have Kennedy Blue. In second place, and third place was Kennedy Blue. Second place is Sierra Vista Black. And in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. And last but not least, for Right It Do It Division C, we have in fifth place, Sequoia A. In fourth place, we have Monta Vista Purple. In third place, we have Davis Blue. And in second place, we have Davis Red. And in first place, we have Consumes Oak Orange. Consumes Oak Orange. I am so sorry for that school. I sincerely apologize for mispronouncing that if I did. And now for our overall team scores, I know you all have been waiting for that. Something to keep in mind is before we announce the scores is that for top 5, if there are, we only have placed one team per school in the top 5, just so you guys know. And now for the overall scores for the teams for Division B. In fifth place, we have Basis Green. In fourth place, we have Green Middle School Blue. In third place, we have Savoia Black. In second place, we have Sierra Vista Black. And in first place, we have Kennedy Gold. Congratulations to everyone. And now back to Alex.
All right, back to me for Division C. I know I was missed, so I'm happy to be back. In fifth place, we have Team Albany White. Albany White is fifth place overall. Fourth place overall, we have Glen A. Wilson Cardinal. We didn't see 3 yet, but we're about to. For third place, we have, I don't know why it does this to me. Third place, we have Canyon Crest Red. Second place, we have Mission San Jose Lime, not Lemon. And finally, in first place, Division C overall, we have, who is it? Monta Vista Purple. Congratulations, congratulations. So congrats to all of the competitors. We really, really appreciate all of you competing. The tests are now published. Check them out at this link right here. We will also be posting it into the chat. Coaches, we will be contacting you soon about medals and awards. So like I mentioned before, we do have physical medals and physical awards. So we are not letting you all go empty-handed. We are definitely going to be giving you all something if you won an award. And like Crystal put into the chat, she put the link to the test. You could see what you got right or what you got wrong. If somebody says that they don't have access, we will get you access.
Oh,
as soon as
interrupting
possible.
Alex, interrupting you for a moment. My apologies. We kind of went through the awards faster than we expected to. So actually, you'll be able to see the test in the test folder around right after, but your actual test scores, you won't be available to you guys until around 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay. So yeah, I was
Actually, both
keeping
the test and your scores will be available around 8 o'clock tonight. So keep your eye out for that, but we'll have those out very, very soon for you all. Don't be worried. Don't worry at all.
I was keeping up with the chat. I know people wanted to see their scores, but yeah. So finally, thank you to everyone for competing in the 2022 Aggie Invitational. We really do hope to see you all next year. Really hope to see you in person. As Crystal's been sending, please fill out our feedback form. You know, there's also a chance to win a custom shirt that we've made. Feel free to contact us if you have anything that you'd like to talk to us about. But other than that, that is all we have. I will, if anybody has anything in the chat, I can read out your comment, any shout out you want to give. somebody shout out their school, or somebody shout out their partner maybe. Let's read those out loud. I see Isabel saying, thank you, good job, everyone. Hi, Alexander, that's me. Hi, Alexander. Congrats, everyone. Crystal, MSJ Lennon. Thank you all. Shout out to Aiden. Let's go DHS Blue. Hello, Alex. Alexander's a GOAT. I try. Congrats to everyone. Yes, really do. Congratulations. Like I said, whether you got something or not, it's all about the learning experience, and the fact that you all were able to shift to online so quickly is really shows something about who you are as a person. So thank you, everyone. Congrats, everyone. I see from Suba. Congrats, go Castro Valley teams. Yes, congrats, everyone. I will go back also in the slides if anyone wants to take a picture of Division C overall, and then I'll also go to Division B overall if anyone wants a picture of those. Shout out to David Rizzo. I don't know why you guys like David Rizzo so much, but yeah, shout out to him. Alexander's so cool. Yeah, I try. Shira says congrats. Thank you. All right, so now let's go back to Division B. So you all can take a picture of that if you wanted it. When are full results coming out? So as Janet mentioned, Janet, you want to mention that again?
Yes. Oh, my bad. Yes. So results for the full results, results for your individual tests and the actual tests themselves, they will all be released around 8 o'clock tonight. So just keep an eye on that. We'll have them to you very, very shortly. Thank you, everyone, for attending our award ceremony and our invitational. I know it was hard, but next year, hopefully we see you all here in person, and we'll have a great time then. Yeah, back to you, Alex.
Okay, I'm just reading through comments until we don't get any more. So shout out to Pranav, Janet, and Crystal. Miss you guys from Savage. Thank you, Aggie team. You're cute, Mr. Cohen. Yeah, I try. Bye, Mrs. Savage from Crystal. Full results, complete tests, and keys available at 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. everyone. That is an hour and a half. I see. Thanks, Alex. Of course. We really do appreciate all of you coming and showing your support for us. Alex Pro. I am pro. We'll probably keep this open for like 5 or so more minutes. These comments are I like them. Okay, while everyone's commenting how cool I am, why don't we comment how cool this donation link is? Because it's very important to support a good cause. So if you're willing and able, please donate. Let's see. Let's go, Alex. Alex equals GOAT. Thanks, Alex. You're awesome, Alex. What are you, a senior? I am a third year, so almost a senior. Shout out Gavin B. We got Gavin B being shout out. Stop being a sellout. Well, I'm not the one receiving the money. So I can't be selling out if I don't get the money for the blood. They need the donation. So whatever you donate, it's good cause. None of the money goes to us. Who else wants to shout out their partner or shout out their coach? Because I know coaches put a lot of time into helping you guys train, getting you guys all prepped up in the morning. Who wants to shout out a coach? Anybody have a coach that they want to shout out? I'm also going to go to Division C if anyone wants to take a picture of that again. I have a question for the other test results. When will we be receiving that? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. stuff will be coming out. If not, feel free to email us, but email us tomorrow just in case, 8 p.m. Maybe it's like 8:01, 8:05. All right, I see Miss Kathy Yao, 10,000. Okay, Mr. Kirian. Shout out Mr. Kirian. Shout out Coach Kirian. Shout out to In the Flesh. Shout out to Mr. Von Muden. Shout out Mr. Kirian. Mr. Kirian, you are very loved by your students. Let's go Arjun and Anusha. Shout out to Milpitas coaches, Mr. Ali Weiss, Miss Myers, and Miss Yep. Oops. Somebody wrote oops in the chat. Congrats to all the winning teams. Great organization of events, Aggie team. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mr. Kirian. Okay, thank you, Mr. Kirian. Shout out Miss Emily Zhang. Shout out to Mina Palmer. Shout out Sophia. Sophia, you're getting shouted out right now. How does it feel to get shouted out? All right. Shout out to all the Castro Valley head coaches. See, when I was competing, we only had one head coach. So you all are lucky you get multiple. Shout out to Mrs. Palmer. Shout out to Alexander. Yes. Thank you, Salma, Bruce, and Kevin. You guys are amazing. For the 95 people on the call, does anyone have any questions about Science Olympiad, about college, about anything? We're really just staying on until the comments start weaning off, because we presented awards. Does anyone want to see a certain slide again and I can put that up? Let me know. Shout out to everyone who tried their best. Yep, everybody tried their best. Yeah, Coach Kathy and Eric. Shout out Ashika. Shout out Ashika twice. Ashika is getting shouted out twice. Who else? Shout out to Division B, Sensing ES, Tony. Tony, congrats. Nobody has any questions for any of us? There's 90 of you. We're lots of college students willing to answer questions if you want. Anybody? Shout out to Aggie people. Wow, Crystal, shout out Mr. Kirian, but not me, haha. Shout out to Adrian Chuang for their WED partner. Shout out to all the supervisors of the tournament. Yes, all the supervisors, all the volunteers. We had a lot of good help from people outside of our own club. So shout out to all them. They will be getting shirts soon for their appreciation. Hopefully you all will be too if you entered in the raffle. Shout out to Alex, of course. We got to keep shouting me out. Shout out to Miss Savage, haha. Mrs. Savage, haha. Haha. Shout out to Miss Savage for training us to be in UCD Scioli. That's from Janet. Who else? Thanks, Crystal. Shout out to CMS. Okay, whoever's on the call for the Lime School, why'd you choose Lime? I'm wondering where the Lime came from. I see great jobs, MC Alex. Thank you, I appreciate it. I try to keep everyone engaged, entertained. Anyone know where results are? Results are going to be posted at 8. And Pranav, are they posted or sent? Where are they? We will get an answer for you soon. Pranav, can you hear me? I see you smiling, but not answering me. We'll get that answer to you soon. Chosen 2 years ago, LOL, as random team colors. Okay. Well, it gave me something to laugh about when presenting. Alex, how many medals do you have? Well, right now I don't have any. How many do I have? I think I had 2 or something. I mean, we at my school, it was sort of really new when we started Science Olympiad. So it was we weren't as prepared as I'm sure you all are, but that's why we want to train you guys for competing in actual regional competitions. So shout out to everyone. Shout out to Donovan Chen, Laguna Creek High School for Mr. Collins. Shout out David Scioli team. Good question. Who is David? Shout out to Medhans Pantani from their Chem Lab partner. Who is Isabel? Do every student who participates get a medal? I don't think so, but we will let you know when we find out. I want a medal. Yeah, medals are great. Does anyone have any questions for me? I'm a third year, or for Pranav, or for Rohan, or for Janet, or for Suda, or for anybody else who's presented. WSG Fortnite Gamer. Janet, you told me to go fast. So now you're saying I went too fast? Janet. Okay, let's see. Where will tournament results be posted? Either via email or our website. Okay, good. You're able to see. Okay, can I talk to Rohan? Can Rohan unmute himself? Oh, good. Oh, okay. Can Rohan or Pranav or somebody answer? Okay, there's 2 questions. So where will they be posted? And does everybody get a medal?
1 second.
Where will they be posted? And does everybody? Okay, they will get back to you. Oh, here.
So, results will be posted. Teams should be able to see the results on when they sign in on Sci Olympiad, and then the full tests and keys will be posted There's a link, I think, already published. Otherwise, we'll send it out. It will be on Google Drive. So all the keys, all the tests, blank tests, all those will be posted. And then at 8 p.m., we'll set the coaches can see results, and you could see your the events that you've taken as well, and all the comments and stuff like that.
And then the other comment was, does everyone get a medal?
Top 5 gets a medal.
And then if you didn't get a medal, you can win a shirt. So make sure to fill out that form.
Make sure to fill out that form and you can possibly win a shirt. And as for you, Alex, going fast does not mean making someone out of breath. But that wasn't fun.
I think you didn't emphasize the funny school names enough.
I mean, I didn't have the chance to, because next thing there's one team and next thing there's 5 of them.
Well, I wouldn't have gone past if you didn't finish reading the name. But anyway, I see something in the chat. I see, what do you major in? I major in neurobiology and cog sci. So Jenna was dying. She was dying, but that was her own fault. She was reading fast. I was trying to keep up with her.
I was trying to keep up with you. You're the one who was switching the slides, my guy. Alex,
Okay, so we have a question.
And you were rushing me.
We have a question. What does that mean by top 5 get a medal? Like the whole team gets a medal? So no. So it's only those that. So for example, if your team won one of these right here, so it's going to be whoever took the Davis red test, whoever took the Davis blue test. Those are the people that are getting a medal. And then if your school won overall, then your school will get an overall award.
A trophy.
It'll be a trophy for the
Trophy.
for the school overall.
And then shout out to Tavisha Garodia. Shout out to you for the 75 people on. Anybody have anything else that they want to know? Anyone want to know how many hours of sleep Rohan got?
Oh my goodness.
That is a statement.
I think Rohan beat Chad's record.
What was Chad's record and what was Rohan?
I didn't know
Rohan, Fortnite Gamer said, who's that?
Oh,
Who's Chad or who's Rohan?
Well, if you're asking who's Rohan, he's right there.
How many hours of sleep did Rohan get? Rohan, how many hours of sleep did you get?
I got 2 hours the day before, and then a combined maybe 10 hours the last 3 days before.
Yes.
Before the invitation. Before the competition, yeah.
He's a sleepless zombie.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you later. Bye. This man's a legend. Yeah, he is. Thank you for the efforts.
Great job, everyone.
Oh, Suda says, great job. Everyone say, thank you, Rohan. We appreciate you. Anybody have anything else? Any other questions or comments or love notes? Rohan is a trooper. Bye. Bye. I still see 65 people on. 65 people must want to hear me keep talking. It is one of my favorite things to do. How can I join? I want a medal. Well, do you have a science Olympiad at your school, Fortnite Gamer? I would assume you would, or else you wouldn't be watching our awards ceremony. What else? Anybody else have anything? Any questions about Science Olympiad, about regionals, about college, about UC Davis? Crystal says to a Fortnite Gamer, you're a little late now to join. You're not too late. There's always next year. It's always a continuous cycle. When did you start MC for Scioli? I actually did it the very first year we were here. So Scioli at Davis, the Aggie Invitational, it started my freshman year. And so we had like a little bit of a stall. And so I was like, okay, I'll make fun of the situation. And so ever since then I've been MC. Who recognizes me from in person? Okay, so how was college? College is pretty good, stressful, but it's a good time. You take courses that you like to learn about. And I see, thank you guys. That's cool. I do. Oh, Crystal remembers me. That's good. What else? Anything else for anybody? I am not your dad, Takashi69. But that is a great question. Anybody else? I remember you. Okay, good. Okay, well, I am going to end this at 50 after. So if anybody has any lingering questions, we'll still be on here for 5 more minutes. If anybody has anything else, let us know. Anybody want to see a particular slide again? We can show that. Anybody want to donate? Anybody have questions? For the 56 people on right now, anything left? Anything lingering? Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you. Of course, bye. I was curious who your top 5 rappers of all time are, and East Side or West Side. I don't listen to rap music, so I don't. Who won Division C? I will put that back up. Division C are these 5 great teams. Right there. All right, anybody else for the 4 minutes we have left? Davis is a suburb. That is correct. Davis is a very small city. I originally come from LA, so Davis is a little bit different than there. Please shout out Creekside. Creekside, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Creekside. All right, 3 more minutes. I'm gonna drop the donation link again. If anyone wants to donate. Anything else? Any burning questions? Hopefully though, next year this will be in person, because it really is a different experience being in person, and it's much more camaraderie. And good, thank you, Crystal. But yeah, it's a really great experience when you're in person and online, but in person is much better just because like when you come back to your team and like you're waiting for the next events, like you're really able to like just talk to your team, hype everybody up, and it really is a great experience. Who's been to an in-person Science Olympiad competition before? Have you all had a chance to experience in-person Scioli, or no, not yet?
Yes, I have.
Well, thank you, Janet. What's your favorite band of all time? So I like older music. I like 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't have like a particular band. It's just like older music from that generation. Daniel Hu says, me, good. In-person Science Olympiad is a good stuff. In-person chat. I don't know what an in-person chat is, but shout out to you, Chad. Do you like Queen or David Bowie better? Queen, much better. David Bowie's too slow for me, I think. All right, we have 1 more minute, last minute before we say goodbye. Is Rohan ready to stop it in a minute? I hope he is. I see Fortnite Gamer saying thank you. Thank you to you. Do top 5 of each event get medals? So the way it works is, so each top 5 on each event, so like I was showing you before, so if we go back to an event, so these 5 teams, they're going to get medals, but only the people who compete in the event. So these people, so Sequoia, Monte Vista, Davis, and Consumens, all 5 of these teams, the ones that competed, will get medals. So if it was a team of 1, team of 2, that's how many people are going to get medals. So only if you were competing in an event that won, do you get a medal. All right, seeing that there are not many more questions, I'm going to say, let me get to the end slide. I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you to everyone for really competing, showing their effort, and joining us for awards. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to email us. Check the site and check Sayali at 8 p.m. That's when awards are going to be happening. And really stay in touch with us for next year, because next year we're going to be in person. No doubt about that, as long as there's not a new variant. And we really do appreciate all your time. So thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye. Rohan, if you can end the stream.